Like, why am I doing this to myself? I'm literally like putting myself through this.
I think it's very easy to say addiction, but if you haven't done it, you wouldn't really know.
Someone close to me can battle an illness like that, then I can just go for a 3-hour run. Like, it's really not even comparable.
HYROX. It's the sport sweeping the Western world. Known as the race for everybody, whether a bodybuilder or a runner, in this sport, a culmination of strength and stamina is the bare minimum. Competed in 20 countries across 3 continents. 85,000% more popular than its first event in 2018, Tilly Cook is an athlete on the verge of its highest regard. She began her journey with coach and fellow athlete Michael Sanger, an expert in sports performance enhancement training.
It's 8 functional races followed with 8 runs. Obviously you do intervals, so 1 kilometre run station, 1 kilometre run station. Their next competition, you talk about 40,000 competitors. So yeah, when I say global, I do mean global.
The sport has grown to have 550,000 athletes worldwide in 2025, with the UK its largest market outside of Germany. Hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of prize money is available every year, but it's not the prospect of money that got Tilly hooked.
I can't imagine like going into a week and not doing any HYROX or any running. Joined the gym near me, which was a HYROX gym. I didn't know what it was. And the coach there, who I was really good friends with, said like, oh, next weekend I'm going to do HYROX. And I was like, oh, what's this? And she was like, oh, you can join me on your session tomorrow. So I joined her, did it. I was awful. Found it really hard. But it was the first time I kind of really enjoyed a sport, and it felt like the perfect balance of strength and cardio at the same time. Because I've never been a pure weights person, but I've also never been just like love running. I've always kind of wanted to combine them, and HYROX for me was that combination that I was kind of looking for.
The competition's toughest battles come not whilst running or launching several kilograms high into the air, but instead in the competitor's own head.
I can't even tell you the amount of times that I've just been like, why am I doing this to myself? I'm literally like putting myself through this. And especially with the solos race, I mean, I've done 2 doubles, and you're constantly talking to your partner and they're saying, you know, not long left, you know, just push a bit more. And that voice itself is kind of enough to get you to the finish. But when you're on your own, I've got my mum on the sideline saying, oh, you're doing really well. But actually, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, you have to run your own race and you have to, like, drive yourself. So I'd say resilience is probably one of the biggest things. When the alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and it's pitch black, it's cold, motivation is not there. You can't rely on motivation. So that's why like having events booked in the calendar, that does drive discipline.
There is always that mental block that you're not gonna, but you potentially might let someone down, especially if you're doing a pairs. But I think that's where communication comes into play. As long as you with your partner, I don't like the idea of letting my partner down, but I know that I'm going to try my absolute best. If I see them running in front of me, or if they're running behind me, they're going to do their best as well. I think feeling like you're going to let someone down is not going to happen, because you've always got that possibility and chance to go again on another venue, another event. And that's the great thing about HYROX. It doesn't matter where you do it, it's the same event wherever you go, wherever around the world you go.
For Tilly, an instrumental part of training is her music.
You know, I won't ever really do HYROX without headphones, music. I can do strength, I can do leg day without music, I can do upper without music, but a HYROX, I really do need music to get through it. So if I forget my headphones, I probably would drive home and get them. I do like a bit of Fred again. He does, yeah, I think his sort of music quite suited to HYROX. Also, when you go to the HYROX events, they have a DJ there, because you can't listen, you can't have headphones in. So they have a like DJ which plays it really loud, and they do nearly always do Fred again. So I quite like to train with that, because like replicates what you're going to get on the day. Although saying that, in Birmingham last month, they played ABBA, which didn't quite suit the vibe. But it was like, I don't know what it was, like Waterloo or something, and it just was not, yeah, did not get me through.
Tilly's HYROX journey has taken her to mainland Europe, back to the home of the sport, Germany. She competed in the capital against people from across the continents.
Berlin was my second solos. I obviously wanted it to be better than the first one, so I did fly out with more of an expectation on myself. But the whole thing's so exciting. I mean, even on the plane, like, you can see loads of people from London with their like HYROX bags on. You can tell they're all competing and everyone's saying good luck, what time are you starting? So it is a really nice environment. And yeah, you just kind of have to remind yourself when you're there, like why you bothered to come in the first place. 16 weeks of training is worth it for this.
If I paint you a picture of at the race, so you're right near the end, say like last 10%,
Yeah.
you're doing one of the stations, should we say wall balls, and
Yeah.
you're tired, you're exhausted.
Yeah.
What is going through your head at that point?
I mean, okay, Warbles is right at the end, so I'm thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I here? The one thing with me is any race that I do with HYROX or a running like a 10K, I never ever want to cross the line thinking I could have gone a little bit more, because then I'd be so annoyed with myself, regardless of the time, just an internal like feeling. I don't ever want to cross like feeling, oh, you could have gone that little bit further or you could have gone a little bit quicker, because then I'd just be disappointed. That's kind of how I rate the race for me, is not a time, it's like a feeling.
And looking forward to the rest of this workout.
Yes, can't wait.
Her brother Ben Cook has seen her fitness journey through from the very start, supporting her from the stands and running through every mental block together.
I did watch Tilly at one. She absolutely smashed it. I don't know if I was the best motivator, to be honest, because she was looking at me like she looked at me like she wanted to give up, and I think she was saying something along the lines that she was about to throw up or something. But I just told her to probably get a grip and get on with it, and it was only after I like, probably congratulated her. So I think you've just got to try and push through, and that was hopefully what I was trying to tell her. Tilly is definitely into HYROX slightly more than myself, but we've trained together quite a lot. We push each other in terms of running, in terms of lifting. Our fitness journeys have ran in parallel, and we've kind of pushed each other, whether that be HYROX's, half marathons, a marathon next year. So yeah, I think HYROX has just been like a part of that, really.
For Tilly, it hasn't all been finish lines and training bliss. Competition has come at a cost.
I don't like alcohol in my system 48 hours before, because it will affect you. I don't go clubbing. I'm always in bed at 9 o'clock every night. But you definitely have to consider what you're doing around events and training, because I don't like rocking up to the gym feeling like half-hearted with sessions. Like, if I'm there to do it properly. The complete opposite of that is in socially, is like, it's opened me up to so many friendships from it. It's just really nice because you've all kind of got that shared enjoyment and love for it, which makes it so much better. Like, I actually enjoy going there at 6 a.m. in the mornings to speak to them, to train with them. My friend Emily's a lot quicker runner than me. I love training with her because I always know I'm going to get more out of it than I would if I'd just gone on my own. So I think if you can find someone that's just that little bit better than you in some respect, then you're definitely going to improve.
With Tilly, with HYROX, it has brought people together, whether it's to train together, whether it's to socialise. Tilly is someone that a lot of people do look up to.
Just 2 years ago, she was a beginner to the sport, but now she beats the average women's open time of 1 hour 35 minutes by over 15 minutes. The change hasn't just been in her numbers though, and everyone around her is noticing it.
Maybe a couple of years ago we saw it as like a bit of a fun and activity. I guess now it's probably part of routine. I know, like, me and Tilly both try and gym most days. Like, it is part of like a dedicated routine now. So I would say it's changed us in the sense, like, it's now become part of like life, I would say, rather than doing it for enjoyment.
I'd say my mum definitely noticed the difference since I sort of like really took up the gym and then HYROX. I think she sees like the importance it plays like in my day, like the fitness part, whether it's an hour or 2 hours of my day, is like such an important part for me. And I think I can't imagine like going into a week and not doing any HYROX or any running. Like, the week would feel incomplete.
Tilly's ambition knows no bounds as she looks to embark on a new challenge for an incredibly important cause.
Really important. So I lost my uncle to pancreatic cancer last year in June. So this charity Well, I entered the ballot for London Marathon this year, just wanted to get in. And I always thought if I get in, I'll then tie it to a charity. And then didn't get in the ballot. So I was like, I could apply to any charity and I might get in. But if there's one that I'm going to run it for, I'd want it to be this one. And when I got in, I was like so happy. Like it means a lot to my family. And I just thought it's so much more meaningful if you're doing it for a charity that actually has an importance to you, because especially not so much just in the running race when it's obviously going to be really hard, but for the training, you know, getting up in the early mornings and going for like a 3 hour run, the idea isn't appealing, but when you know you've got a real reason behind it, it just makes it so much more meaningful. And I just think like if someone close to me can battle an illness like that, then I can just go for a 3 hour run. Like it's really not even comparable. So.
As the sport grows, so does she, stronger, faster and more determined than ever. What advice would you give her now? Where do you want to see Tilly go?
It's that balance of like wanting to push yourself as far as you can go, but also like remembering your boundaries and you're only actually a human, like you're not invincible.
Go harder. Harder. I don't think for one bit she holds back, not at all, but she can definitely go harder.
Think of like the big vision, like where you want to be, and really, you know, like drive that sort of like training. Just don't give up really, because you can make such big progress with it, 100%.